Hiya, what's up my little ink weavers? Today we are going to be doing a long-awaited video. I actually finished this sketchbook in December of last year, and I'm finally going to be showing you guys what I did in this sketchbook. This is Kathleen Lyons here at the Magic Library, and today we are going on the first ever sketchbook tour for this channel. Alright, so before we get started and everything, I do have a few announcements. Announcement number one, March 14th, I will be in Montevallo from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the Montevallo Backyard Book Festival being held in Orr Park. So if you guys want to come down and see me, buy a book or get a book that you already have of mine signed, and also get some more merch, I will definitely be there. Come by and see me. It'll be very, very fun. Also, some updates on Animae Nexum. Animae Nexum is done. I am putting it through peer review right now. And also, I officially have the cover done, and I am so excited to show you guys what it is. But it will not be in this video. It will be in another video when I actually will be talking about the correlation between Arborea Lux and Animae Nexum. So just stay tuned for that. I will come out with that video soon. Also, in April, on the 18th, I believe, I will be in Fultondale for the Impact Book Festival. I will also be giving more updates as soon as I get them, so I will let you guys know. So with those announcements out of the way, let's continue on into the sketchbook tour. First, let's talk about stickers that I've got on the cover. Most of these, like these right here, are all from the Starfish Face. I absolutely love her work that she does on YouTube, as well as her webcomic Cast-Off. I really like her stuff, and I actually have all of the ones from her debut novel that she's working on, The Azure Mirage. I've got all of the stickers right here for her. The other stickers like these and everything I got from Bookish sticker packs, and then of course you've got my stickers like the Mesmer sticker, the Astroblood sticker, the Lucia sticker, and also the Seraphim sticker. All of these are from my stickers that I have. You can also buy them on my shop. I'll put the link for the shop down below and everything, and at the end I will also be giving out a coupon code. This gives you incentive to, you know, stick around. So please stick around for more. So like I said, I started this in the summer of last year, and then I ended it in December. And my first page, what I like to do, and it's a tip that I actually got from the Starfish Face, is that you swatch all your art supplies, and I really liked doing this. I didn't actually use these Master Touch markers much, just because I don't know what it is about them, but it's like they sort of rubbed me the wrong way, and you can sort of see why right here. They do not do color very well. And then I also have my old Faber-Castell markers that I had from when I was in college. You can tell by some of the nibs and everything that all of the brushes were actually very well used. So they were not a precise pointy tip that I like, but I still have them. All right, so this is, I was sort of getting back into the vibe of doing some comic art and everything to, you know, get myself ready. I had originally had the idea to do Animae Nexum and Arborea Lux together as a webcomic to do as sort of a promo. And this is basically some interactions that I feel like definitely would happen behind the scenes. This is supposed to be like during Luxalia's first month in Mid-City, and Silas is just here going be like, I cannot believe that she's there. She better not be causing any trouble, and she's too good for him, she's too kind and caring for her own good. And of course he's muttering all this. His companions are just in the back, you know, just like being like, and Ephraim's just like, should we tell him that he's in love with her? And Eldrick is just like, nope, that guy is in denial. It would be a miracle for him to realize it. So, and he does realize it. He just doesn't realize that it comes with sort of a cost. So, this actually is a scene that happens in the book and everything, specifically in Animae Nexum. This is when they find that Luxalia has finished her makeover into absolutely, you know, trying to stay hidden in the barracks and disguising herself as a boy. And he's just like, why is she so pretty? Why is she so pretty? My heart's pounding in my chest. What the crap is wrong with me? And stuff like that. This is the first iteration that I ever did for some highlighter sketches. Starfish Face does a lot of highlighter sketches in her books, in her sketchbooks and everything, and I was like, this would be a very interesting way to doodle and everything, so I tried it out. I really did like it and everything, but these markers that I have, the highlighters that I have, I don't really like these because there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of variation with these. I think I only had like, I think 6 colors. This is a scene that actually does happen in Animae Nexum. This is from his point of view after something like very, I can't really talk about it, but it's after like a very big character moment and everything, and he realizes that he is in love with Luxalia, but it's at a cost, and he didn't realize the cost until after he realized that he was in love with her. So when does this happen in the book? You're gonna have to read it to find out. I'm just saying. And these are my new markers. Okay, so these are the Faber-Castell Aquaphor markers, I think they're called. And they have a whole lot more variation on them. And I also got some metallic art pens, and these are the highlighters I was talking about. I do not use these highlighters anymore. I still have them, but I do not use them anymore. I'm thinking about probably using them for a journaling hobby or for my planner that I have for everything that I do for work. So there's that. This right here was just me trying to come up with what a Silas's skin tone would be, and I think sand is the perfect skin color for a Silas. So later on in the sketchbook, I actually use sand for a Silas's skin tone. Case in point, this right here is sort of a big what if moment. It's like, what if Silas and Luxalia actually went on a date? What would they do and everything? And of course, Eldric's just right here being like, don't forget to use protection. And of course, Silas being so flustered, being like, shut up, Eldric. These two actually grew up together in the barracks outside the city, and they are cousins, but they're close like brothers. So I liked doing this little interaction. It was very fun. All right, and right here we have some more highlighter sketches and everything. I did not like this one. This one was supposed to be Lucia, but I did not like it, so I did not ink it. But we have Eldric right here. We have a Silas, Lucia. We have the twins, Tana and Twiny. These are Eldric's younger sisters, and they are the youngest of the Password family. You don't actually see them a whole lot in Arboreal Lux, but you actually do get a whole lot of page time for them. You get a little bit more page time for them in Animae Nexum. So if you're interested in the siblings and everything and how they are just absolutely adorable, and also being like very innocent and trying to figure out, you know, like sort of like kids that have no filter, this is basically the twins and everything. All right, so this is my first instance of an auto-bio comic, just because it was one of the things where it's like, I really like my job and everything. It's like, I really like working front desk. I get to meet new people and sometimes having to deal with them, learning new things and everything. And also I have the opportunity to write, and I give my characters trauma. And this was around the time that I actually was still writing Animae Nexum and everything. So it's like, yeah, this is what I was doing. And it's like, yeah, my job is great. And these are my new highlighters. These are the highlighters that I like, everything. These are from Sharpie. They have a whole lot more variation, and I absolutely love these highlighters. And of course, to test them out, I drew a little sketch of Lux and Silas, and Silas just being absolutely sweet with her being like, why do I care for you? You do so much. These characters are very much OTP, and they're just absolutely adorable. I love these two. All right, so I had mentioned before that I wanted to do a webcomic, and I was thinking about doing the combination of Arboreal Lux and Animae Nexum as a webcomic. So this was being like from Luxalia's point of view and everything, and I was actually doing some like little doodle pages right here, and like what the color variations would be. And it's like, I wanted to work on it, but it's like at the same time, I'm already working so much with this. I need something new. And after these next few pages, I do actually have something new. I did a character sketch for Luxalia and a character sketch for Silas. I actually don't like this one and everything, just because it's like you don't see his feet at all. And it's like, to me, this just seems a little wonky. So I don't really like it, but it's like, it's part of my sketchbook, and I will still show it. All right, so I actually do have a webcomic I'm still in the works. It is called Scattered Stardust, and it is about this character right here. Rosaline is a resurrected human and everything. She is also a chronokinetic. She can control time like by stopping it or slowing it. But she does not know how she got these abilities, and she doesn't know why she's in the afterlife or why she's in the celestial realms instead of, you know, just plain being dead. So she is on the search to find out how to control her powers, as well as who resurrected her and why. So, and of course, for this particular ability, she needs a mentor, and mentor in question is the minor god of time and prophecy, Elder. I had a whole lot of fun drawing this character. He has the ability to show people their futures. When he gives you advice, it could be advice that could be pertaining to something that is happening right now or something that's happening in the future. So and the thing about it is that a lot of people can't handle that burden, so that's why he wears these bandages. But I had a lot of fun designing his character. His character was awesome. Two other characters for the Scattered Stardust main cast is Umber. Umber is the celestial garden spirit of the Guardian Zodiac, and he's actually the only dragon spirit. I actually took some inspiration from Haku from Spirited Away, just because I absolutely love, like, I loved the design of how he looked like how he sort of looked like a wolf in the face and everything, and I was like, I want to do that as well for Umber's dragon design. I liked that. And of course, I've got to show a little bit of my heritage here. So my last name is Lyons, and I was like, you know, you don't really see a whole lot of characters who have lion aspects. So I decided to draw Alexandra. Alexandra is the adopted daughter of the god of war and judgment, and he is a lion and everything. He has lion features, and those sort of passed on to her because she is actually a human that was brought into the celestial realms, which is sort of illegal, and because she spent so much time in the celestial realms and everything, she actually started to gain the features of those around her. More specifically, started to gain the features of Adversus, so she now has lion ears and a tail. So right here in everything, we have a funny little sketch of Umber and just following Rosaline around. Umber is very, very protective of Rosaline because she's technically the first one. He's technically the first one that she meets, and he's actually the one that, I won't say he technically brings her there, but somehow these two find that she finds herself in his domain, and he finds that weird, but at the same time, he's very, very protective of her because of her spirit. She has a very, very innocent spirit. So this is just him like following her at a market, his tail wagging right here, him watching at the arena later on in the planned storyline, and it's like, when did she learn to do this? It's like absolutely slowing the time of this monster that Alexandra is fighting. And then at night, she is sleeping, and he's just like, why is she like this? Because she's very, very headstrong despite being sort of timid. When you get her like very, very passionate about something, she will absolutely act on her will and on her heart and everything, and she'll basically go out of her way to basically just like stand up for people, and that's the kind of like pure-hearted character that we like. Rosaline is actually my first ever plus size character that I've ever drawn, and I have a lot of fun drawing her just because it's like I love drawing her expressions. Her color is purple because her hair turns like a lavender purple when she wakes up, but it's like I very much like purple for her color and everything, and drawing these expressions was really, really good. And of course, we have some sketches of Elder and some sketches of Alexandra. I like drawing their expressions, especially Elder's and everything. Elder is eyes are a very emotive part of the face and everything, but it's like his eyes are always covered. How am I supposed to draw him like emoting and everything? So I was just like, you know what? I will use eyebrows. Eyebrows are also a very good way to do emotes and everything. So, and like I very much just was exploring that here. And also with Alexandra and everything, she is very, very emotive and everything, just because it's like she's part human and she's demi-human, which means she still has a lot of human part of her. And it's like she very much is emotive and very, very emotive. So, believe it or not, Elder and Alexandra do not get along well at all, especially from the first time they ever meet. And he's actually the shortest of their group. So who towers over him is like, why are you so short stack? And he's like, I'm not even looking at you and I know your future is grim. Sort of a veiled threat, but at the same time, I found it funny. Here I was working on, I don't know if you can actually see it, but here I was working on in pencil sketch like what I wanted the logo to be, what I wanted the cover for the webcomic to be when I finally put it out and everything. But I'm still very much working on it. It's just like I'm so obsessed with this current project that I have. That's oddly enough not in this sketchbook, but it's going to be in another sketchbook, and I will show you guys that when I finally get done with it. But here we have some emotes and sketches of Umber and everything, just like him, just like emoting, and it's like I wanted to get the emotions down, and it's like I think I did a very good job. So this is a little bit of a spoiler, but these two are OTP in Scattered Stardust, just because it's like she has very, very low self-esteem, and she was sort of bullied for how she looked when she was still alive. And he's like, he just thinks she's beautiful because of her heart, and not just because of her appearance, and because he finds her beautiful no matter what. And she's just like, oh, and she's just like, because this is the first time anyone's ever actually told her that. So it's like, he is very, very protective of her, and she is very, very fond of him. And it's like, I love drawing these two. These two are adorable. Okay, so in Scattered Stardust, this is a character that actually comes up later on and everything. This is Surumi, the Celestial Crane. She is the leader of the Guardians, or one of the eldest, and she's actually considered the leader after Umber. So she is, I loved doing her designs and everything. I wanted to incorporate the red because she's supposed to be, I think, she's a certain kind of crane, but I can't remember what the kind of crane it is. But I was like, I took a lot of design elements and I added in like what her kimono was and everything. So I had a lot of fun with that. And here's also a little bit of a lore drop for these two. These two actually are engaged. And it's sort of unorthodox in the celestial realms, but it's like he's very short, she's very tall, and it's like, hey, we love a short king and we love a tall queen, and they are very, very cute together. But she's just does not get it. Alexandra just does not get it, and she's like, how the heck does this even work? And also, this is more in context of the fact that she's a celestial spirit, he's a minor god, and it's like she's just like, how are these two like? How does this work? It's like, how is this supposed to work? Right here, I was doing star glyphs and everything because it's like, I knew it was going to come up later, just because it was going to be like, I wanted to add in some extra details. So I was drawing these out and everything. I may redo them later on just because it would be like, it'd be better to have these not as as an alphabet, but just as like symbols for like certain concepts and everything. And of course, Elder using his magic and everything, just being an absolute badass. So here's another funny little comic strip and everything. This little comic strip is basically she's supposed to be like, she just does not get romance at all and everything. And it's just because one of the facts is that just like, she's been so busy being a freedom fighter and everything and being a champion of the people that she doesn't really care for romance. So when she sees it, other people do it, she's like, simp. So referring to Umber here, simp. Referring to Elder here, whipped simp. And then she meets these two celestial spirits, Shono the wolf and, oh dadgummit, I forget the fox's name. But it's like, am I a simp? Because it's like, they're very, very charming towards her, and she finds them very, very endearing. This is a character that actually is, that I did for a D&D character creation challenge. And I really liked how I did his design. The backstory is that he is actually a Triton based off of a pink lantern shark. And when I was rolling out the characters and everything, that was what I was wanting to do because he had a pink color scheme and he also had heterochromia. Well, I ran this idea past a coworker of mine at the hotel that I work at, and she's like, you know, when I think lantern shark, I immediately think of like those anglerfish and everything, but those aren't anglerfish. Ooh, he should have a glowing eye. And I was like, well, he does have heterochromia, so it works. works. So yeah, this is Selak. Selak is actually a name that is part of the genus name for, I think, the lantern shark, for the pink lantern shark. So that was a funny little thing to just like absolutely name him, and I liked very much doing his color scheme. So adding little accents of pink and everything, along with just the gray and everything, I thought it was good. All right, so right here and everything, we have a little bit of a crossover. We have a crossover between Arboreal Lux and Scattered Stardust, and I was putting the characters that are most resemble each other. So we have Luxalia and Rosaline, we have Elder and Eldrick, we have, and this is one of my favorite ones of this entire spread, was Umber and Asilas, because he is a proud simp. He will not deny it, but he's just like, I'm not a simp, because for the entirety of the books and everything, he's just like, I don't feel anything, and it's like, if Umber was there and he's like, dude, yes you do, and he's like, I'm not a simp, and it's like, no, yes you are a simp. And of course that leaves us with Alexandra and Ephraim closely tied to each other, and it's like, there's sort of a reason for that. He is first generation vampire. He was recently turned, and he's still, you know, like going through the transformation and going through the motions and everything. He has a lot of emotions. He has no filter, and he has a very, you know, like sort of like rambunctious temper. She has a righteous temper, and she also is like someone who focuses very much on the emotions of everything. So it's like, yeah, they're not technically the same, but they are the same in that aspect. So I had a lot of fun with that. Here is Shono the Wolf. This is one of the characters that ends up sort of pining flirtatiously over Alexandra and everything. And let's just say that he's playful, but at the same time, he's very, very duty bound, and he's a very close friend of Umber's as well, a very close ally. So this is a sort of a thing that I was doing a while back. Back when I first started YouTube and everything, I actually had a little avatar character that I was doing for cosplays and everything, and she had cat ears and also had a tail, and I was like, ooh, let's draw her how I do her now. And I had like purple ends at my hair because I was going so long in between dyeing my hair and of course me sketching and everything, and I think my anatomy has gotten a whole lot better since I've started drawing. Here's another sketch and everything, and it's like, this is sort of the dynamic between Elder and Tsurumi and everything, because it's like, he's very, very short, and that's the book that he's wanting, and he's trying to reach for it all by himself, and then all of a sudden she gets it for him, and he's like, she's like, here you go, my love, and he's like, thanks, Tsurumi, and it's like, yeah, he's a simp. He's very much a simp right here. So, all right, so this is a character that shows up actually later on in the series. I won't tell you what his deal is, but this is the Faceless God. And you sort of don't get what his deal is, but it's like, yeah, I want to draw him out and everything, because it's like, I love doing pencil sketches, and I love doing micron sketches as well. So it's like, I wanted to figure out what his deal was. So I was wanting to do a rebrand a while back for my channel, and I was like, ooh, I should create a new character. So I wanted to do this character and everything. I actually do have some art of her. Her name is Nova Scholar. But I feel like she's a little bit too complicated to draw all the time, because it was just like, because of like this pin in particular, and also because of all the extra details. And sort of ironically, the avatar that I have for my channel now and everything, I'll put her right here as an example. She is actually has a few more details and everything, but she's actually simpler to draw for me, just because I have an outfit like that, and that is my usual like author event outfit. And I will wear that usually no matter what. So yeah, there's that. But here's some emotions that I wanted to do for her, because I was thinking about going faceless for a long time, but it was like, a lot of people know me by my face. Will it be suddenly weird if I go faceless and everything? It's one of the things where it's just like, if I had to do it over again, I probably would go faceless. Here's again and again in full color. I don't think this is going to be his color scheme and everything, but I did want to draw his mask, because he's known as the Faceless God. So he has this mask that absolutely has no facial features to it, and it's very, very cool. Pokemon and everything. Pokemon is something that's very close to my heart, and I was like, ooh, let's see what kind of Pokemon would fit the vibes of everybody. When it comes to cute and cuddly, I think she is very much a Mew. just because of the fact that she also has immense power because of the ability that she has. And Mew is, of course, very, very powerful just because they're like the most powerful Pokemon in the world. We have Dragonair and Umber and everything. And of course, those two fit very, very well just because they're both dragons. We have the protector character for just like Arcanine, who are based off of Kamainu in Japanese mythology. And she's very, very protective and everything. And it's like, yeah, these two work together. And of course, being total hat divas with each other, we have Miss Magius and Elder. And I thought this was very, very cute. This is sort of what I imagine Adversus to look like. I don't have a full sketch of him yet, but it's like I was wanting to like experiment with drawing dreadlocks and everything, and I think I did it pretty well. Let me know. But I sort of like how I drew him and everything. It looks a little wonky right here, but it's like at the same time this is just my style. So here's a full sketch that I wanted to do for the cover of Scattered Stardust. And I'm still working on it a little bit, but it's like I like how it goes and everything, but at the same time, it's like I very much need to work some more on it. We have some sticker designs. I am a very big fan of Egyptian mythology and everything, and it's like I wanted to do this as sort of like a vibe check, sort of, you know, just like pay a little homage to my favorite Egyptian deity, and also just like be like, yeah, let's like sometimes the vibes are off. I have some sticker designs right here. I wanted to do some chibi sticker designs as well as possibly make them keychains because she would be very, very cute as a keychain. Her, Silas, Eldrick, and all this other stuff. It's like I wanted to do sticker sheets and everything. I'm still working on doing sticker sheets, but it's like, yeah, I want to do sticker sheets for the Astral Blood Chronicles. And speaking of stickers, we have our Chibi Cute Skull stickers. I have an entire list right here of stuff that I wanted to do, and I already crossed some stuff out. But it's like these right here, I wanted to do a Phoenix skull just to go along with the dragon skull that I have already part of the collection. And these right here are like all for like monster movies. And of course we got lion skull with dandelions and vampire bat with moonflowers. And a fox with foxglove. It's like I like to do very much doing these. And of course, I'm a very big fan of Dungeons and Dragons, so I did a whole lot of Dungeons and Dragons dice and everything. I sort of like how I did these, and it's like I very much love how all of the colors came out. The colors came out actually very, very well. So here's some other designs that I want to do. I've still got to do this one for my mom considering she loves Snoopy. We've also got Garfield, Pink Panther, Calvin and Hobbes, and of course we've got some hard candy skulls right here and some lollipops. The lollipops I don't think are actually going to be stickers. I think they're going to be keychains. So I am still working on the designs for all these and also trying to find a good place to do all the keychains for. I think Vogue Race is probably going to be the place that I go. And also some more sticker designs and everything. I've got 2 different kinds of dango, the traditional green, white, and pink, and also Mitarashi dango that I've still got to finish these for. Dumplings. I just finished this one not too long ago. I cannot wait to show this to everybody. It's going to be part of the little food collection that I've got. This was an idea for a character that I had, but it was just like I didn't know what I wanted to do with her or what it looked like. So it's like just like I don't know. And everything, so it was just like but don't worry, she actually comes on later and she looks way different. So this sort of has a story to it. A long time ago I actually did a series of stickers of Chibi Cute Skull stickers that were all the Western Zodiac, and I was like, ooh, I should do the Eastern Zodiac now. So I went through, found skull ideas for every single one of the different skulls in the Chinese Zodiac, and I drew them all right here. So I cannot wait to do these stickers and everything. And they're going to be very, very fun. And of course, this is sort of a little joke that I have. It's a skull cootery board. The board is a skull, the cheese wheel is a skull, the summer sausage is a skull, the crackers are going to be skulls, and the knife is just a knife. And everything. So I have this on my tablet, but I've not done anything with it. So I'm very much looking forward to finally drawing all this out. And of course we have cake pops that are also going to be keychains. And I also have candied apples and everything. There's going to be candied apples, and then there's going to be caramel apples. And I have these also on my tablet, but I've not finished them yet. Okay, so I am very much a big fan of Epic the Musical. So for Epic the Musical and everything, I very much love the Underworld saga, and specifically two songs. No Longer You, which was the inspiration song for Elder and everything, and also I'll Become the Monster. Well, I'll Become the Monster fits very much this character right here. I won't tell you what her deal is and everything, but she just lost the love of her life due to some like zealous violence, and now she's like, well, if they're gonna call me a monster, I'm gonna become the monster. And this is what she looks like later on. I can't show you her name, it's very much spoilers. But I will say this is going to be having to do with the prequel of the Asterblood Chronicles. So if you want anything else here, you're gonna just have to absolutely I'll have to keep the name covered up here and everything, because it's very much a spoiler, but it's like this is her entire deal. This is what I was thinking I wanted the Animae Nexum book cover to look like, and it sort of does look like this, but it's actually very, very different now. But I will say this element right here, this cloak pin right here, it very much is still it's still very much a factor. Some more Autobio comics. Okay, so this is one of the weird things. It's like whenever I work in a job that has public service, I always have a what the F bingo card, just because of the fact a lot of weird crap happens when I'm at work. And this is a perfect example. For example, a room had been squatted in. I sometimes had to work overtime, which I really didn't mind that much. It was actually pretty fun. Someone actually punched a hole in a wall, and it's like, makes for a funny story, plus I get paid, I guess. It's like, at this point, nothing really surprises me. So here's another Autobio comic, and this one is sort of like my ode to the Twisted Wonderland anime that came out in October of last year, primarily because I have been wanting an anime for this for 4 years. I had been a very big fan of everything. I actually already had merch. I even was making my own merch before they had merch, and I was like, I have like some homemade pins. I had some homemade pendants. I was actually going to make rings at some point, and I actually have a little doll that I did of Leona Kingscholar. He's my favorite character because, oh my god. So when all of the merch finally came out and everything, I did actually buy some. I actually have this little guy that I actually just bought from Comic-Con and everything. This is him in his gym uniform, and it's like, he very much needs a hug. I am very glad for the support that he has now. Just oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this next season. It's gonna be so great. So this right here I have for, this was the day that I actually did 2 events in one day. I did the North Alabama Author Festival, which was up in Scottsboro. It was a 2.5 hour drive. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I drove all the way there, and I sold 5 books in 4 hours. It was not worth it. A fun time and everything, but it was not worth it. And then I sold 5 books in 30 minutes at the Jasper Fairy Tale Festival. I actually had to leave this one early, pack everything up, like head all the way down, and I got there 30 minutes after everything was set up, and I just set everything up, and I sold 5 books in 30 minutes. It was such a good day, and I was wearing this outfit the entire time. This is my designated author event outfit. It very much matches the avatar that you see right here, and everything. I just love this outfit so much. This outfit is good for me. And of course, I came to the startling realization that around that time that I needed to finish Animae Nexum, because I still hadn't finished the first manuscript. So I was like, I was struggling and I was writing and everything, and it's like, and that song Nonstop from Hamilton was coming to mind, and it was like, why do you write like you're running out of time? It's because I am running out of time. And I love drawing little chibi versions of me like this. This was very much just me. All right, so right here, for the next few pages and everything, this is concept development for a story that I was wanting to do that was based off of, that had all of the different characters that I did for D&D in it, that I did for that character creation challenge. This one right here is someone that it's more of a compilation of different characters that I've played with friends in the past. This is Catelyn Lageness. She is a godblood, and she is very much the badass that I wish I could be. I will just say that right now. She is a godblood that has been embedded with the soul of the sleeping goddess and everything, and it's manifested in the form of these like very, very like luminescent scars that almost look like jagged glass. And it doesn't hurt her at all. It's a crystallization that looks like broken glass and everything. So she has to keep them covered up because godbloods are very, very powerful, and they are also very, very dangerous to some people in the minds of some people. So usually if they are ever discovered at a young age, before they're able to before they reach their manifestation day, which is their 12th birthday, they're usually killed outright. And here and everything, this is like different elements and everything. This, of course, this sort of harkens back to how the pentagram in witchcraft is everything. Each point actually is supposed to represent a different element, with the topmost being the spirit. So I sort of did something similar to that here. So research is a hell of a thing, ain't it? Right here, I got some new glitter pens. You got to see some of it right here, but I got some new glitter pens. And then, of course, I was doing a horn study for the tiefling equivalent in my book and everything. They're actually going to be a combination of tieflings and changelings. They are able to change into one single form outside of their like horned form and everything, and they are going to be called phantasms. And I was thinking like, maybe different tribes of phantasms have different type of horns and everything. I'm still not sure, but this is where we're going to be getting into that. We're here real soon. And of course, me, being me, I had to do like all the different, just different expressions and everything for Catelyn. I loved this right here and everything. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of like the color pop and everything, but it's like, I really love how that turned out. So this is a character. This is technically his phantasm. This is technically his illusion. He is a phantasm. This is Diaval as his alter ego, Celeste. And Celeste is my story's equivalent of a bard. He's actually a spirit dancer. And as a spirit dancer, he does dancing for spirits of the dead, and also can do some minor effects. Like there's a spell called Fairy Fire, I think, where you can actually control little globes of fire. And it's like, yeah, that's technically what he can do. But Celeste is actually a form that's very, very close to his heart, because this is the form of his best friend that actually saved him from slavery. He was killed when they were trying to escape and everything. And that's basically, that's what he is and everything. It's very, very sweet and very, very sad what the backstory is and everything. But it's like, I like how this turned out so far. So, and his full name is Diaval Lorecaster. This is his true form right here. You can see I took sort of some inspiration from Mollymauk, because I love that character. I love that tiefling character. But it's like he's a dark lavenderish blue and everything, and he has dark blue hair. And it's like he's very, very emotional in what he does. And it's like when he and Catelyn first meet, her spiritual power is so strong that it actually knocks other illusions off their rhythm. So when his form is revealed and everything, it really freaks everybody out. And he's like, oh no, not again. He'll be seen as a monster. And he doesn't really want that. He's a very sensitive little boy. And he's just a little guy. He's just a little guy and everything. He's very sweet. And of course, when she first sees him like this, is like, why you dress like a slut? And he's like, I'm not a slut. And of course, I'd already had so many characters and so many ideas for books at the end of this. And it's like, yeah, I know, too many OCs, too many story ideas. This is basically very much me on a daily basis. Right here, we have Celeste dancing and everything. And I had a whole lot of fun with this spread, just because it was like all of these little spirits dancing around him and everything. And he's just like totally in his element, and it's not meant to be sensual at all, but it's like, it's very much is one of the things where it's like, you can tell that it's like he's putting his all into his performance. And this is very much Catelyn going God mode and everything. She has this thing where she sort of goes berserker mode if she feels like, if her anger gets the better of her. The rage of vengeance from the goddess soul sleeping within her sort of comes out and sort of takes over, and the whites of her eyes turn black. And she's able to use magic sort of freely, but at the same time and everything, it's very, very scary because she sort of turns into she very much turns into a beast of sorts. It's in order to take an opponent down and everything, but it's like, I don't know what their story is going to look like. I have some ideas, I have some notes, but you'll just have to see where it goes when I finally get this story done after this project that I'm doing. I will have some character art up for this new project that I'm doing, because that's going to be the one that's going to basically take over my brain for a little bit. But yeah. Right here, I decided to fill up the rest of this with just ideas for OC chibi stickers. I wanted to do one for this one and everything. This entire story is going to be called Paths of Arcane. And then of course I've got stuff right here for Scattered Stardust, and it's oh, they're so cute in their little chibi forms. I had more sticker designs right here. Okay, so I want to do this as a sticker so freaking bad. My mom hates snakes with a passion, but I sort of drew this little guy as a derpy little fellow, and it's he's so cute, even if he's holding a knife, he's freaking adorable. And I want to add in the text and everything, derpy but dangerous, just because it's he's very, very cute. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy with a knife, and it's he's derpy, he looks derpy, but he's dangerous because he's got the knife. And of course, this is more of the thing for the food part of the Chibi Cute Skulls, ice cream cups and ice cream cones, also candles at some point for just a set. And of course, I've got little foxes right here that I may do, and of course a cinnamon roll. And I wanted to do where it's you are sweet, and you are a sweet cinnamon roll, because I absolutely love Swanson cinnamon rolls. They're so freaking good. So this right here is sort of an idea that I had that was sort of harkening back to the first ever art challenge that I did for October, and it was called Inktober. And I decided to do tarot things for each of the days and everything, and also some other ideas. And it's I absolutely knocked all of that challenge out in 3 days, and I was very, very I'm so disappointed. But for these and everything, I want to do tarot stickers, primarily for the symbolism for each of the characters. And it's I want to do stuff for 2 of each. I want to do stuff for Paths of Arcane, for Arborea Lux and Animae Nexum, for the prequel that I'm working on, Morgenstern, for the Seraphim trilogy. I still have a whole lot of more stuff that I want to do, but okay, so this is the last full spread that I had in this sketchbook, and it's sort of sad. I had just gotten out of a very, very toxic situationship and everything, and I was talking to this other guy that I thought we were really going to be friends and everything, but he said that he was getting back with somebody and he didn't feel comfortable and everything with him. He didn't feel comfortable being around me and everything, and it was just that was sort of out of left field. I don't understand why, but this is how I deal with sad situations like this. I'll cry for a little bit and let myself feel hurt and broken, but then I'll busy myself and just get right back up on my feet. I'll write, and it's for this, it's I'll write, I'll draw, I'll create, I'll publish. I'll survive like I always have. I will keep creating because that is what I can do. And it's sort of sad and everything, and at the same time it sort of makes it feel like I'm heartless in any way. But it's just this is just and I feel like I have to go to therapy because of this, but it's just this is part of how I cope with certain things. And I know it's sort of bad to say, but this has pretty much worked out for me in a while, because doing a lot of journaling, doing a lot of writing and drawing and everything, putting those emotions into things that I can share, that's how I cope. And that's basically my entire writing process and my entire creative process. And that's the end of the sketchbook. I finally finished my first ever sketchbook. Happy holidays, December 22nd of 2025. And it's that's all, folks. And I wanted to do some more sketches right here, and I was just nope, I'm burned out on this sketchbook and everything. But that is the end of my first ever sketchbook. How about that? I'm not sure how long this video will be and everything. I think it'll turn out sort of long, but at the same time and everything, it's like, look at how much I did in that and everything. That it's like, yeah, that was very much like the power of brainworms and just like absolutely needing to be creative. So, but I am glad that I actually got this done. So we're all good. So that's it for the tour and everything. We'll just say that this was very much a video that was a long time coming. And now that it's the end of the video, I have something to share with you guys. On my shop right now, if you are so inclined to go and visit, get a copy of Arborea Lux and also to get a copy of the Seraphim trilogy and also keep up to date with stuff that's going up on the shop and everything, you can use the code ASTROBLOOD15 to get 15% off of your order when you use it down in the shop. I very much am proud of all the stuff that I put on there and everything, and I still have so much more to add on there. I have sticker sets that I want to do for each and every event. There's going to be a new sticker set that I'm going to be debuting during the Montevallo Book Fest, and it's like, which set will it be? Well, you'll have to just come to see me and find out. And if not, you can, a little while later, there will be some stuff up on the store and you will see it for yourself. So mark your calendars. I will be in Montevallo on March 14th, and in April on the 18th, I will be in Fultondale doing the Impact Book Festival there. And then on the 20th of April, I will actually be on live TV. I will be in Huntsville at their news station, basically talking about my books and everything, and also possibly doing a live cover reveal for everybody that's watching. But here's the thing, if you guys are already privy to this channel, you will more than likely get that cover reveal sooner rather than later. I'm just saying. I do have a video planned where I actually will be talking about the world and the lore of the Astroblood Chronicles, and I will be talking about stuff that goes on in the prequel that I have planned out, stuff that's already established in Arborea Lux and Animae Nexum without going into spoilers of all that's happened, and also do the same for the Seraphim trilogy later on. And then once I get done with Morgenstern, the prequel of the entire series, the last book that I'm going to do for this world, I'm actually going to be redoing all of the covers and making the spines to make it where once they're all together and everything, they form a picture. So I'm still very much working on that illustration, but I am very excited just to say, hey, I have a whole lot more stuff planned, especially because after the Astroblood Chronicles, I'll be working on the Willowbrook Academy Saga. That's the title that I have out for it, and I just came out with titles for all of the books and everything, and I also have character designs and bios and likes and dislikes. I'm right now working on character relationship dynamics and everything, and character goals, so I will have all of those out very, very soon. But in the meantime and everything, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on all of my socials on my link tree. The link is down in the description below. You can also go to to my site to use Astroblood15 on anything for your order and everything. I should have written a script for this, dadgummit. But yeah, that's all that we've got for today. So I honestly cannot wait to show you guys more stuff about all the projects that I'm working on. But that'll be the end of this. This has been Kathleen Lyons here at the Magic Library, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye, guys.